Hey, it's Haplin, and in this module, we're going to learn how to reach out to our list of prospects. A couple of notes before we dive into the script. First is that prospecting is a numbers game. Like I said in a previous module, hopefully you've got a list of like 100 people to reach out to. And if you do, then it's very likely your first client is somewhere in that list. But that means we're going to face about 99 rejections, and that's okay. We just need to accept it up front. There'll be various reasons, various emotions associated with those rejections. As long as we know that we're doing everything within our control to be respectful and otherwise responsible with our prospecting efforts, then we can accept the fact that rejection is going to be just part of the process and hopefully not lose any sleep over it. Next, there are a million different approaches under the sun for prospecting and selling. In fact, there's probably a different approach for every person involved in the activity. No approach is going to be exactly the same. And so, if you're already really confident in maybe a coach you've used in the past, or a mentor, or a sales system that you've grown up with or been indoctrinated into, that you feel like confident that you're going to follow that plan, do whatever feels best to you that you're ready to be fully responsible for. But in this training, we're going to take a look at one very popular approach. So experiment and double down on what works best for you. But if you're very new to this and you're just looking for some kind of direction and you're not sure exactly what to do, I'm going to help you out there. So this is a very simple and accessible framework that is going to inform the entire prospecting script. This applies to email, SMS, other messenger and social media channels, wherever you're connecting with your prospects on, even in person or on the phone. Just an instigation of the conversation and an introduction to getting them into the sales process or generating interest. So we're going to start with the reason for reaching out. We're going to address the problem that they have. We're going to have a short description of ourselves, an introduction to ourselves, a description of the results, and kind of tease a little bit of the results that they can expect with our service. We're going to give them an offer to take action, and then we're going to have a call to action in order for them to take advantage of the offer. If all that sounds like a lot and like I just sped through something I shouldn't have been speeding through, don't worry, we're going to go through this all in detail right now. So let's go through an example. We have our elements on the left side of the screen, and now here are some good examples of verbiage on the right side. Looks like you're not profitably using AI in your business yet. This means you're likely letting revenue slip through your fingers. So we have the reason for reaching out, the problem they have, the description of us. My team and I specialize in helping local businesses leverage AI employees. Results, our system consistently creates more leads and sales for local businesses like yours. Pin a note about results. We will talk a little bit more about this in just a few minutes. Irresistible offer. I'd love to show you how it works completely free of charge. Do you have 15 minutes tomorrow to check it out? So those are all of the elements individually. Now let's put them all together and make them flow to create our actual prospecting script. Hi, business name. My family and I live across town and we love something about your product services, but I noticed the other day it looks like you're not utilizing AI the way you could be in your business yet. This means you're very likely letting new revenue slip through your fingers. My team and I specialize in helping local businesses leverage AI employees to consistently create more leads and sales. We even have a 2-week free trial. You have 15 minutes tomorrow to check it out. So we can see all of the elements in here. Little introduction, and then we get right to the reason. You're not utilizing AI. The problem, this means you're losing revenue. The description of us and how we help. The results that we get, and the offer and the call to action, or CTA. So simple enough. I highly recommend you follow a formula like this and or just straight up copy and paste the above as a script. Something that I guarantee is going to be universal to all prospecting approaches is following up more than once. If you just send one email one time, that's going to be a recipe for failure. I guarantee you will not get a lot of responses. And in fact, you won't even know if they even received your email at all. So usually the rule of thumb is a minimum of 3 outreaches. And then after 3 times, it's okay to leave them alone. We don't want to be a big bother, but 3 emails or 3 messages over 5 days is usually pretty appropriate. Also, particularly for email, I recommend sending these to addresses that you can actually check on as well, just to make sure stuff isn't going to spam. Obviously, this isn't a full cold prospecting campaign where we're doing 1,000 sends a day from all these different domains. We're not going to get into all of that. So you should be pretty much in the clear with the amount of volume that we're doing, and that's another advantage of going to your network and connections that you already sort of have. You don't have to do like 1,000 messages just to get one positive response. And that is the way cold works, by the way. If you want to get into cold email, that is totally up to you. But those are the numbers on that side. We're taking a much more effective approach, and one that doesn't take a bunch of tech and additional tools and features and headaches and deliverability and sending domain reputation, blah, blah, blah. We're not even going to get into that. But you do just want to make sure that your emails are going through and that they look nice, right? Send one to yourself and just kind of get a sense of how it looks when it shows up, just to kind of dot your I's and cross your T's. But okay, I'm getting a little bit off track. What do we say in the second and third emails? Let's move on to the second outreach. It's kind of the same format. We just have a little half step more aggressive in terms of positioning and trying to communicate the value, to try to hopefully wake somebody up. And the CTA is going to be a little bit different. Let's see what it says. Me again, just wanted to follow up with a quick question. Do you have an idea of how many calls you guys miss each week? I know most local businesses miss almost half of their inbound calls because they're so busy with the day-to-day. One of the benefits of getting set up with an AI employee is we can help out anyone who calls anytime, day or night. Saves a ton of cash that would likely have gone to a competitor. Call our demo AI employee at number to test it out for yourself. So as you can see, it's just slightly more aggressive in trying to be convincing that this could be a valuable service or that this is worth considering. And then the call to action is different. Actually just invites them to call the number, so it's even less committal. They don't even have to talk to us. You don't have to respond. Just try it out for yourself. They don't have to click reply in their email thread. They can just pull out their phone, call the number. And if they never talk to us again after that, that's totally fine. So this is good for them because it's a really easy call to action, and it's also still good for us because we're going to collect all their contact info and get them into SMS follow-up that will hopefully, if they're impressed with the demo, get them into a sales call anyway. Now you could put this call to action in the first message, just have it be the direct call to action from the very first prospecting outreach, call our number, test it out. That would work totally fine from a technical perspective, from a sales flow perspective, that works. I prefer to try to instigate a conversation first. Ideally, that is just the way I want to conduct sales, to just get them responding and get them into a conversation. And I fall back on the demo call to action in my second outreach. But that is sort of your call to make. If you want to move it into the first, you can do that. And then third outreach is just the Hail Mary, really simple. Okay, last email before I leave you alone. Just wanted to point out that once you start generating leads and sales via the AI employee, it becomes super easy to follow up with them. The AI employee doesn't just talk to your leads, it summarizes conversations, which it emails you along with their contact info and any actionable follow-up, so you can rest assured you'll never lose another sale again. Can we set you up free of charge? So this is, the call to action is way more of a Hail Mary. Again, just trying to get a response with a really valuable offer. Obviously, free of charge is going to be part of the 2-week trial offer. So make sure that you have your offer totally congruent if that's what you're doing. But we want to really hopefully just try to wake up the dead here. And if they don't respond, we've already primed them saying this is the last email before I leave you alone. That's a really nice thing to do in the last one that you're going to send. So make sure that that's true. Don't keep following up with them after you say you're going to leave them alone. But do let them know that you're going to leave them alone, because that could be the one that wakes them up, right? Okay, so those are your 3 outreaches. They are pretty much ready to go right out of the box for email or any kind of communication that could be a little bit longer. And you can also use the same approach for SMS. All I would do is just make sure that you're keeping it under 320 characters. That's kind of the gold standard for a length of a message in that kind of channel or any other messaging channel. You want to keep it just a little shorter and conversational, but the same principles all apply to your prospecting outreach. I highly recommend that you use your acquisition sub account to stay organized with this. We have prospects for just your list of prospects, and then folks who've got the first outreach, who've received the second outreach, and who have received the third outreach. These pipeline buckets don't have any automation associated with them. They're just there to help keep you organized, so you can create contacts and opportunity cards and keep track of who's where. Then once they get to the new lead stage, that's where the automation really kicks in. That said, before we wrap up, just a couple of notes. As you progress and gain experience, your outreach will get better and better, and you'll be able to have results under your belt. Once you have your first 1 or 2 clients, you'll have much more confidence in what you're actually able to provide. So remember, we're going to go back to the results section. This is all the same, but check this out. Being able to say something like, Our system typically generates 15 to 25 new qualified leads per month based on the results that you've gotten. So your experience should inform your prospecting for the next client. The results you get for your client today becomes the sale that you make for your next client tomorrow. That's kind of the way this works best. So instead of just saying our system gets you more leads, it gets you 15 to 25 new qualified leads, and you can actually back that up with your case studies, with your testimonials, and with your experience. So I highly recommend letting your experience hone this process and then letting that even inform your content and ads. So this isn't just about reaching out to individual people via email and SMS, but when you eventually do turn on ads, or even before you start paying for it, you should be doing organic content as well, posting on your social media channels, making people aware more generally of what this opportunity is. So here is the email framework one more time. Feel free to review it. And now here's how it applies to content ideas. So rather than calling an individual out, we're kind of turning this into more general statements. So instead of it looks like you're not profitably using AI in your business yet, it's is your business profitably utilizing AI yet? If not, you're likely letting new revenue slip through your fingers. My team and I, so that's pretty much the exact same thing. Here's offer verbiage that includes a more explicit reference to a 14-day free trial, and then a call to action to demo the AI employee. And you could put the phone number there, or you could put a link to your website there so that people who are seeing your organic post on Facebook or Instagram or wherever would be able to kind of get into your sales process that way. And then lastly, when you do get a yes, or you get someone who's interested, and especially if you've booked a sales call with them, or if they get on your calendar, before that call, you want to do some homework. Just give them a call to double check their setup, right? Make sure it's not during business hours, sometime during the night or during off hours when they won't pick up, just to see what happens when they miss a call. Do they have a voicemail set up? Do they have some other technology? Will you get a follow-up email or SMS, or will you get a call back eventually, or will you just be lost, right? Will your message be lost out in space and it's just a lost sale for the business? That's the kind of thing that can really give you a lot of confidence when you do get on a sales call, to be able to just know that this business is losing sales straight up, and the AI employee could help save those sales. That's the kind of confidence you want to be able to jump onto a sales call with. That's going to help you close. And of course, on the very small off chance that they do have some kind of great system set up for handling their missed calls already, you absolutely want to be aware of that too before you get on a sales call, so that you're not thrown off, or that you're not hit with something completely unexpected. Okay, that is it for this module. We know now how to get our first client or our first 5 or 10 clients. It is by reaching out to our personal networks, offering to help them for free in the context of a free 14-day trial, which we'll learn more about using as a closing technique. Call the business during off hours, just for context, to know that your system is going to be far superior to what they're doing right now. And then we're going to hop on a call and close. That's something you don't know quite how to do yet, but if you're ready to learn, go ahead and move on to the next module.